I'm making plays. I'm making hits. I'm making plays. I never miss. Haters gon' hate. Yeah, they gon' hate. But look at the clips. Just look at the clips. At the end of the day, I was made for this shit, dog. I was made for this shit. Nothing but green grass in my view. Hit him for 50 yards up the middle. All of my rushes are ready to move. Tell your quarterback, head on the swivel. Came all this way, so we hungry as hell. If we ain't winning, we ain't leaving the field. Overtime, now the shit getting real. Double overtime, shoot for the kill. I put it all on my shoulders. Give 100 till it's over. All of this ice in my veins, tell me, how could there be anyone colder?
What is good, Chiefs Kingdom? Arrowhead PM. We are back, and we are the AFC champions for a third straight year in a row. That is correct. The Chiefs are headed to New Orleans to take on the Philadelphia Eagles in a third straight Super Bowl for a three-peat to make history, to be the first team to ever win 3 straight Super Bowls, man. I got my guys here. My guy Ethan, the Justin Ross enthusiast, is in the building. I got my guy, the analyst, the great one, Trizzy. Trizzy be the name. What's good, guys? How are we feeling
Hooray!
about
Hooray!
being the
Hooray!
AFC
Hooray!
champions once again?
Yeah. Yeah, I looked you straight in the camera, as we were ending the show. I said Buffalo. It's a great year. Nothing to be ashamed of. Josh Allen, he's a stud. Sean McDermott, he's one of the best coaches in the league. Maybe. But end of the day, when the day ends and you've had your long day and it's about 12:30ish. Your eyes are getting drowsy, feet getting heavy, eyelids getting swifty. Shout out to the Swifties.
Shout out to the Swiss.
When you look down and you check Twitter, Bill's tears.
Hey, it was a lot of them. I
0 and
ain't gonna
4,
lie to
first
you.
organization to go
It
0
was,
and 4.
it was a
Since you
lot
guys want to
of
bring up the ref, I wasn't even gonna do a pity party. But since you guys want to mention the refs when you lose, I know some of you guys are watching. Look at me, 0 and 4,
Look at me while I'm talking to you. Look,
0 and 4.
I owe
All right.
you.
No, I'm playing. 0 and 4 though, for real. We end y'all season again. It's lovely. Third straight AFC. There's no team. Oh, never mind. Let me start. I ain't gonna get it started, man. It's good to be back, baby. Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom, to another Super Bowl. Will we be in New Orleans next Sunday night to show these people what history looks like? Okay.
Yes, sir. Ethan, what's your thoughts on the game, man? The AFC Championship game.
Ethan.
3 straight years in a row. Buffalo Bills come to town and walk home with that L.
Man, I mean, it's just one of those things, here we are, in year 7 already of Patrick Mahomes, and all we know is winning with him. That's all. Like, at the end of the day, me and you talked a little bit earlier, it's almost expected at this point. Like, I don't know who's going to stop them. I don't know when they're going to stop winning, but I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. I'm excited that we get to go and, try to defend our Super Bowl title. And so, Mahomes gets this
Titles.
three-peat, it's over. The GOAT talk, all that stuff, it's over. I don't care what anybody says. I just even getting back to the Super Bowl is something that's never been done for the third time in a row.
Yeah,
And,
special
Yeah, they
team,
already
man.
made history.
yeah,
Special team, man. Special. You can't write this type of stuff.
no, I mean it's been a masterclass to watch, and to sit here and say that throughout this whole tenure, like, we haven't had a lot of like controversy or the ref shit from other fans, but I don't care about what other fans think. And so, I mean, this team, man, it's awesome to be here. Like I said, just to be able to witness this. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, man. I remember when I was 12. This was back in '03, and the Chiefs went 13-3 that year. We had Priest Holmes. We had the best offense in the league, man. We was humming that year. Defense wasn't anything, but you couldn't tell me as a 12-year-old kid like we was going to Super Bowl that year. Like I couldn't tell me otherwise. And in my lifetime at that point, that's all I wanted to see. Because for the majority of my childhood, like the Chiefs were ass, like ass. And I remember my first game being in Arrowhead was against the Chargers. Daniel Thompson, I think, probably had maybe 150, 160 on us. He was just running crazy. But I was thinking about all them times, man, and now fast forwarding up to this point, if you would have told me back then, like, hey, we be playing in 7 straight AFC title games, won 3 Super Bowls by then, maybe play for a fourth one or try to win a fourth one, I definitely would have told you it was crazy for sure. Um, Never would have imagined at that point that we'd be at this point right now. So
Yeah.
incredible ride, man. I've been enjoying it. Um, you know, kind of start to wonder where is the end at, but you can't really find it because this team I think continues to keep their window open, make sure they make the right moves to also get younger at the same time and still be competitive.
Just
You know,
draft extremely well.
yeah, drafting well, handling contracts, um, guys buying in, guys taking less money sometimes to be here. It just has been an incredible feeling to have that, and it's all due in part to Patrick Mahomes, 15 being this team's leading force. So, with that being said, man, of course the Chiefs win the AFC Championship game 32-29. They beat the Buffalo Bills. I personally thought that the game was it was back and forth, but I from the first drive on, I I thought the Chiefs were more locked in than they have ever been this season. I thought Patrick Mahomes was. I could kind of tell him walking in the tunnel down from out of his car to the game. I could tell he was locked. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't playing around anything. You could tell he was laser focused, ready to play, and it showed on the field. Trizzy, just give me some of your early thoughts on Mahomes' play and how you felt how he looked out there on Sunday.
Yeah. Just speaking with, I mean, I thought Andy Reid, he was on what's that show that everybody likes? This guy's kind of like a sportscaster. Uh,
Cowherd,
Not Kyler.
Pat?
Pat. Yeah, the
McAfee,
Pat
yeah,
McAfee show.
yeah.
Andy Reid was on the Pat McAfee show. I couldn't remember his name, but he's on the Pat McAfee show and just talking about these guys. And I mean, you can just see right away from the opening drive. For us to come out, first of all, Andy Reid, like with the first maybe I would give Andy Reid probably would stand him to like 20 plays. That people like to say 15. I think he has a little more than that. But Patrick Mahomes, like at the line of scrimmage, I think just isn't really talked about a lot. He's not really like, I guess you could say, murmured as a guy who is going to process quickly. I guess like the Joe Burrows and Brock Purdy's of the world. But I mean, he sees it right away. And what did we talk about last week? What was going to be the? I could have sworn I brought up RPO.
Hmm.
Could have sworn I brought that up. That is the Chiefs' offense. Nobody was running the RPO like this because you don't have a quarterback like this. Be able to pull, see, and go back
Hmm.
because that's Hollywood. You go back, and this is why we like Hollywood. So, is that Worthy or Hollywood?
It's
It's
Hollywood.
worthy coming in
Is that
motion.
Worthy that sat in the zone the first play?
Yeah, it's Hollywood. That
Yeah,
sets
that's
in.
Hollywood.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's why we like Hollywood so much. And his comfortable, not only necessarily his comfortableness, but him having plays through training camp, but understanding like a guy that can win in space and know where space is important. And I feel like, kind of having to teach a guy that and the guy already knowing and having that feel is a lot more important. And then I talked about the RPO last week. Like, this is our offense. This is what get us going right here. If we're coming downhill, no matter who you're playing against, teams will be physical. We can run the ball. Caliendo may be a downstep from Joe Tooney, but I still believe that we can run the ball. Sometimes when we can and when it's needed. First play you go RPO, and if you look at the back end, Buffalo obviously you put Matt Milano and Bernard. I like those two guys, but again, thinking it's a start off handoff. No, boom, shoot it to him. Go get 10.
Yeah,
And right away, you're on edge. Right away, you don't know what's coming next. Right away, everything that you was thinking is done
yeah,
because you don't have that moment. And then to understand the importance of Patrick Mahomes coming out, let's be sharp. Let's make sure we get the ball to our guys in space. Let's make sure we're moving the change. Most importantly. And you could see that right away with Patrick Mahomes. And I love the opening play call. Get Hollywood going because he's going to be the key. I know Hollywood hasn't been here, and then people don't think he has much of an impact because they look at his stats and you don't see much. Please don't be that guy. Please don't be that gal. This guy can play football, and he's gonna make a huge difference in his offense.
yeah, yeah. The biggest emphasis. Oh, okay. They don't want to play this. Hold on. Yeah, I think the biggest emphasis in this game early on was for us to kind of get Pat into early rhythm. And I think that I always know he's gonna have his best games when he's hitting the easy ones early on. Um, you
Before
know,
the guy gets there too, he's throwing on
yeah,
time, on
when he's
target.
on time, and you can clearly see when he's hitting the layups. You know the dunks are gonna come and the alley oops are gonna come at some point. So, but this the RPO action, I really felt like it was something that they saw on film that Buffalo kind of struggled with, especially like you said, Trizzy, the two backers, and Bernard and Milano. Milano, I think for sure. And I think that's who they really wanted put into a bind, kind of. 'Cause I think pass coverage wise, he might be their one of their better pass coverage backers. Um, so I think there
Yeah,
were
and
plenty of times when they wanted to really manipulate him.
and then like once you get guys flowing a certain way, it becomes more of a threat with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not running to run the ball usually, like and at least in defensive coordinators' minds. When Pat runs, he's running to throw.
Mm-hmm.
So Patrick Mahomes' legs get a little bit more dangerous, and Buffalo does a good job. I mean, we have guys open, but Patrick Mahomes sees a lane. And instead of him trying to force the window, which could go bad, some could get tipped. Never know what could happen. Go get the
Yeah.
first. Just smart plays, man. Like those type of plays keep drives going, win you football games. I think him being such a run threat sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people don't really account for it. Maybe it's in the moment. With the play call, you do have to account for guys on this offense. I don't care what you say about Hollywood, about Juju, about Worthy, about Kelsey, about Hop. You have to defend these guys. They're going to make plays. And I think we just, at the end of the day, I just thought, we had more Joes than they had Johns. And sometimes it boils down to that, but also the coaching. Like you have to be able to get guys in space. You have to have a quarterback who's going to make plays. This is a perfect example
Mm-hmm.
of Pat just taking stuff into his own hands.
Yeah.
You come down in a pistol kind of formation. You bring the tray over, and it's a play action. You get Pat out the pocket instead of having those inside guys coming to make pressure. And I think the biggest thing that Chiefs did on this rollout adjustment. Watch how Joe Tooney puts his outside foot on the hash. So when Russo comes around, he can kind of wash him down a little bit, and then all that's open grass for Pat to make a decision with. I think that's the biggest adjustment. Instead of having that defensive end kind of flaming at Pat, you get that guy to kind of step out, and then you're just trying to beat him to the outside, and he does about as good as a job as he can to kind of get the guy from not getting down the line as much to get the sack.
Mm-hmm.
I love that on the rollout. More plays like that I'll definitely be seeing, especially with the Eagles. They have a good interior defensive line.
Yeah, when you look at stuff like this, it just gives Pat easy options to kind of look at, and then when you really look at, I mean, all three guys are open. It's like you got D Hop sitting in the middle of this zone, Hollywood at the top of it, and obviously Worthy underneath. You're really putting. I think this is Christian Bifford. You're at this point, you're putting him in a bind, kind of, in a high low kind of situation where he has to choose. Either he's going to either he's going to help, on this right up at the top of the route, or he's going to stay underneath. Oh, my bad, yo. Sorry, sorry, I had to call.
I know you're good.
He's going to stay underneath. So it's really just putting him in a bind, to try to figure out who to take. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, Pat just ends up taking the layup for real, and getting it out here to Worthy underneath. It's a really good play, man. Pick up the first, and removing the chains. So back view. Ethan, talk about how you felt about the first drive. What was your thoughts of seeing how surgical kind of it was for them to go down the field, and how much confidence did that give you?
Man, I mean, it's the same thing that we've been saying all season. This team, I'm not going to say they play around or, go the full Nick Wright on you like they're practicing, but they're very limited on their playbook all season long. We didn't see any of those plays all season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just when you see something like that, you're in and you're out come playoff time. Eventually it's got to start clicking. Hey, they're not running these formations in the regular season. There's a reason why they're saving them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like this play right here specifically, I seen a breakdown of it today. There was three different options off of this that they ended
Mm-hmm.
up running.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, stuff like that. We've seen them kind of line up in a similar, wishbone formation type play, but we've never really seen these exact plays. So stuff like this, I mean, they might put stuff on film every once in a while, just for teams to have to kind of guard against. But stuff like this, you don't see regular season, and so. I mean, it goes to show you, like Andy Reid, he's been in the league a long time. He knows exactly what he wants. He
Mm-hmm.
knows what he wants to call it, and he sticks by it. I mean, you got Andy Nagy, and then Spags. I mean, and it was funny watching Josh Allen come out of the gates. A little hyped up too. Um,
Yeah. A
that
little,
first drive.
a little nervous. He looked like.
Yeah, and so man, I mean, when you get into the AFC Championship game and you're going up against, somebody that, in my opinion, is already there, but will go down as either one or two top all-time players. I mean, it's got to be nerve-wracking. So I feel for him, but at the same time, like, man, you had the ball 3 minutes left in the game to be able to drive and
Yeah.
score. So
Yeah.
I, you know, just all game, I was pretty at ease after that first drive. That's for damn sure.
Right.
You don't see our offense clicking like that very often, and when you do, you're just like, all right, yeah, this game's over with. There ain't no way they're gonna play with us. And I mean, they made it. It was a good game, but at the end of the day, they were struggling to stop us all game long. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think we gave them a lot of different looks that they hadn't seen before. And that's the chess piece match of facing this team twice a year. It
yeah,
does, and I think some of the players kind of spoke to that, especially on their side too. Is that it's almost like a division game. It's we see this team often every year, pretty much. But I think this time around, you could clearly tell that Andy and them had things put in the bag that they hadn't brought out yet, and clearly Buffalo and Sean McDermott were not ready for it. Um,
yeah,
this is one of those plays that I thought this was probably arguably Patrick Mahomes' best throw of the night. This from the back view, this thing is crazy, especially from the platform that he throws it from. Um, but yeah, just another RPO kind of action, and then we just exploiting the middle of the field. You know, really still again attacking 58, attacking 43, And this guy down here, man, DeMar Hamlin had a long night, long night. And I would advise Buffalo, he shouldn't be back next year.
He's back just in a,
Yeah,
on the bench
maybe in a
side.
special teams role, but the man, I'm sorry, he is not a safety. Um, especially when you take angles like this on a Juju Smith-Schuster and can't make this tackle, and you let Juju pick up another 15, 20 yards, and almost, hell damn, almost scored. Really,
Bro,
Rasul Douglas really saved this, you know?
Juju, man, he's kind of the forgotten guy. At
Yeah.
this point, like with that wide receiver room, he's kind of the forgotten guy. And so for him to come out and have a big AFC Championship game, I mean, man, you got to tip your cap, Stone, because he came out and balled.
So look at
And this right here is it set up by Worthy's speed.
right.
You got Worthy going in motion across there. You can see that linebacker. He kind of hesitates for a second once he sees Worthy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
that's
get
what opens it up.
the free rusher, which they love to do, and I think they love knowing that Pat is confident enough to take on that free rusher and still deliver the ball. This is like I said, this lets me know that he's locked in. This has to be the worst quarterback base.
Oh man,
ever.
I don't know.
But
That first one was pretty bad. That first one to Hollywood.
Yeah, but because because he has the arm talent, man, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Look at his follow through though. He just
Right?
like nonchalant, like, oh yeah, that's there.
Yeah, and it on a rope, dude, like that's on the money over this guy's head, right in stride to Juju, and he's still able to get upfield and pick up another 15, 20 yards. It's just incredible what Mahomes can do with his arm. I was watching JT O'Sullivan, and of course, he played a lot of years in the league. He was just still at this point. He's watched so much Mahomes film, but he's just still as impressed as he's seen him the first time. Like so, it's crazy what Pat can be able to do, especially when he doesn't have the proper mechanics like some quarterbacks you would like for them to have, but it does not matter with him.
Yeah,
Just make every throw.
every throw so effortlessly. And I mean, it just week in and week out, it never ceases to amaze you the things that he's gonna do. I mean, from that first throw, kind of throwing off his front foot to to that lazy looking mechanics there on that pass before, and then the week before when he was getting tackled at the ankles and was diving through it. Like I mean, you just don't see it. That's why it drives me nuts every time you hear this. Is he's looking a little Mahomesian. Like, no, he's not. I seen that today about Shadur Sanders. It just drives me nuts. I see it. You see it year in and year out. And
Yeah.
until I see somebody that can make every throw like this look effortlessly, I mean, no.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it pays when you got the guy that's the standard, to everybody else. Everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes, or and there's other guys I know in this league that are that are talented as well. But when you got a guy who's been as successful as him, just comes with the territory, man. Another good play here on the first drive. The emergence and impact that this guy, 29, he's had on this offense, I think it's been phenomenal. I love when the Chiefs just decide they're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run it. We're just gonna run it downhill with Kareem Hunt and let him do his thing. And he just does his vision is so great, man. Like I love Isaiah Pacheco, man, but I don't know if he makes this play.
No,
but like
right into that damn linebacker right there,
right for him to set this thing up. I think for Isaiah it would be a emphasis of patience, because I think he would try to get here and try to bounce this, and using his speed. But I love what Kareem does here. Just kind of waits, patiently, and then just plays off the back of Creed, bounces it to the inside, and then it's him and Cole Bishop. And shout out to Cole Bishop, man. This kid for Buffalo, their safety, he's gonna. I think they got one in him.
Yeah.
He's still young, very still inexperienced. I think that kind of played his hand in this game at points in times. But then he made plays like this that I was like, he probably can last in this league for a little bit because this was not an easy tackle at all. He pretty much saved the touchdown. Um, but you'll see on the next couple of plays why he's still a rookie. Um, but of course, we get the heavy lineup up here, Creed clearing it out, and then we
Yeah,
just
hell of a cutback.
getting vertical, man, getting vertical.
He still has that. He might not have that same second level speed, but he still has that same burst that he had when he
Yeah.
was here. He can still get between the tackles pretty well.
Hmm.
He can still get between the tackles pretty well. He has a slow pace, and that's probably what people are talking about when they talk about Kareem's um, ability to be able to be patient like that and kind of fit through those little holes.
Hmm.
I think he has more of that running back feel maybe than Pacheco does.
Yeah.
I think Pacheco's an underrated running back in the league. I think people don't value his speed as much as you would value vision and his
Hmm.
power at the end of runs. I think some of those things kind of coexist with each other, right? I do
Hmm.
think that Kareem is more built for our offense with the heavier set with the two tight ends, sometimes 13 personnel. That Andy likes to get in. Even this right here, this is a variation of 12-13 right here with the two tight ends in the backfield. I've never seen Andy Reid run this. But this is a hell of a play call, man. Like
Yeah.
it's a counter out
Mm.
of a out of a pistol full house look
Yep.
with two at the top. Like that's disgusting.
You only see
And
this on the college game.
yeah, like that's disgusting. That's a pistol with usually those splits are your running backs, and then you'll
Hmm.
have your more athletic guy, and your either your RB1, and then you'll have a playmaker on either side, and you got two tight ends still going 12 personnel, just a way different way to line it up, and
Yeah.
it's just a creative play by
Well,
Andy Reid.
John,
We
we're gonna.
get we get Big 74 pulling around that backside. And then Kareem just does the rest, man. Very patient, a finesse runner with power, with a little bit of vision, man. And I like how Kareem's just been putting these games together for us. Him and P. Ron have came in key moments of the game and just made play. Just the guys just come in and making plays. But I mean, this is a prime example. It's a hell of a play call by Andy Reid, because they're playing man to man defense. So for you get that counter to come around, I mean, it's literally a clear way, and you really can't do anything about it. So it's a hell of a play call, and then execution ball from Kareem to get in the end zone, finish it, put his pass low, and make sure he gets six. Man, hell of a play call, hell of a drive from Andy Reid. But stuff like that is just why I think that we'll be able to run the ball against whoever. They talk about Caliendo's in on this play. I don't see a tackle for loss. I see a touchdown. It's about
Yeah.
8 yards, about 10 yards.
You can mark it
So
down now. We're gonna win the Super Bowl off of this same formation. They're gonna come out with something completely different. It's gonna be like
I
a
already told
regress or
them
something.
we're gonna get the ball, and they're gonna ice it with P run again.
Man. It,
It's gonna be sick. P run and P run and had a run with the Bengals, couldn't get her done. He came on to the Chiefs, got him a ring. Hot, well respected player in this league. He will make an impact next Sunday.
um,
Hollywood Brown, man. Let me get started. Let me get started. Shit, Philadelphia. I'll wait till next week.
yeah. Remember when I said that Cole Bishop is a rookie?
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt welcomed him to the league.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I mean, is it
Yeah.
safe to say Xavier welcome to the league too?
Yeah. It got to a
That's
point where
Rasul Douglas. Oh, he
yeah,
ran both of
Rasul
them over.
too, but he ran over Cole Bishop as well too. Kind
Yeah,
of
hell
see it
of a
from
play
his
call
back
by
end.
Andy Reid, man. Then you call the motion, make sure it's man. DeMar Hamlin steps up. You got man to man. You're just gonna bring Jawan around on the counter. That's nasty.
I want y'all to look. I want people to look at this too. This is what Andy Reid and them do. Look at all these guys communicating, talking. Everybody's talking. And it's where they running, where they running. You hear, like we're getting pointing,
Mhm.
we're getting a little bit of confusion. Milano's okay. Where I line up? Okay, he just moved in motion. Okay, are they gonna throw this? They gonna run it? It's an RPO. I'm moving here. Rasul is here. DeMar Hamlin is here. We got action going this way,
Yeah, it's
but we're
disgusting.
we're outflanked on this side. Even Tyron Johnson, you know, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 against 3. You know, that's gonna win all day. All Jawan has to do is get in the way, and now it's on Kareem, baby, to do your thing. You in 24. What's gonna happen?
Stiff
Who
arm.
gonna make a play? Rasul? Nah, not you either. Then we get push ups in the end zone, man. So it's yeah, man. Andy and them were in their bag for this game. You could clearly tell that there was a lot of stuff that they were holding back that they were ready to unleash. Especially I think specifically for this matchup, for sure. I'm gonna try to get to some of these other plays. We
Yeah.
can
Ethan, what did you think about that drive that they put together? Like right before we went into halftime, I thought didn't Worthy get that touchdown
Yeah, where you talking about? Yeah, on the under, like on the kind of the underneath.
underneath? Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that drive kind of like sealed the game for us a little bit, making it
talking about right
21.
before half.
Yeah, making it another score. Then we got the ball back, and
Hmm.
unfortunately we went three and out. But I thought we would stomp their ass.
So I
Yeah.
definitely thought coming out in that second half we were gonna come out and just end the game, and then I'm like, oh shit. Well,
Yeah,
they adjusted kind of what we were doing early, and then we had to go back and readjust to what our game plan was there in the fourth quarter. So I mean, man, at the end of the day, like I said, you got to give hats off to fucking Buffalo Bills. They played a hell of a game. You just ran into somebody that's better than you. We got more players than them that are, higher caliber that can go out there and make the plays consistently. And so, I mean, man, I hope that this Super Bowl is as good and competitive as that game was.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
another prime example right here. Go ahead, DG.
I was going to tell you talk about this impact right here. This guy came in for Christian Benford, Kyrie Elam, and man,
Yeah,
they went to work on him.
yeah, and all you doing is this is not even really a play call. It's a stick route. Um, just measure to see if they're in zone, and I mean right away. I mean the guy goes out, and that's another thing. I don't like that. I understand you want to win the game, but I just didn't think that he went away for a personal reason, so you wouldn't give him another day with a concussion at practice, and he wouldn't have been able to play. Then all
Mhm.
of a sudden he's scared to play in the game, and then that just looks scary, man. So I hope he's all right. But yeah, you got guys like this coming in the game. You just go from the jump. It's a full motion. They go man to man right after this, which is horrible by Bobby Biak. Um, yeah, like I don't understand what's going on. They
Look
they
how far
literally
off he
we
is,
picked up
man.
the blitz. You scared of the speed. It's literally just a stick route, like just to see what you was gonna do, and it was
Nervous.
horrible. And I don't even know if he's in the frame. Oh, there he is.
This is
Um,
this is nerves.
yeah, he's
Look how
just
far
his
the
heart
wide
stumping.
receiver.
He boom 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 boom. Especially being put in that situation. I think that was the second or third down,
Mhm.
and it sucks for them that he had to be in that situation, but
Yeah.
Andy took full advantage. He didn't wait. This is not no crazy play call that he drew up in a playbook. The
Uh,
guy goes down. Okay, motion Kelsey over. See if motion Kelsey or Juju. See if he comes. If he sticks with him, it's man to man stick route. See if he sticks with you. If not, we're gonna pick on him, and that's exactly what they did.
yeah. I think for me this play early in the season, you may see, us try to get vertical on this actually.
Yeah,
because having this single high safety, I think
because we'll get some
normally.
man to man from the Eagles as well, and I think like, and mind you, I do think that their corners are better than Buffalo's, but I don't think their corners are better than the Texans. I think that we'll have opportunities, especially with Vic Fangio. He likes to get creative. He likes to blitz. He likes to bluff. He likes to run a ton of cover three, cover one. So
Mhm.
Pat will have his opportunities in this game, man.
Yeah, yeah, they were showing this look most of the night, and I what I love about Pat and them were they were taking the free yards instead of trying to get the explosive plays downfield, or trying to get over the top of these safeties. Just take the free yards, take what's in front of you. You know, let's methodically go down the field, and we're just
And they
gonna
was just playing a ton of man to man, dog.
look how far he is. No, this is Diop. Look how far he is. He was that. Yeah, Kyrie Elam. Shout out to him, man. He was nervous. You could sense the nervous energy. I think from Buffalo's side, especially from the beginning of the game. I think they played. You could see it on the field. They played real tight. You know, like pause, but it's just very true. Like they played really nervous to me, in my opinion. Especially on the back end, especially when this guy came in the game, you could clearly tell he was not ready at all. And I think that speaks to the practice reps that he probably didn't receive properly this week to get him prepared. I think that was D Hop's only catch of the night, but still,
Mhm.
you know, to play that far off of DeAndre Hopkins like he was gonna beat you over the top, yeah, that lets me
Yeah,
know.
and I love like DeAndre Hopkins is people are people just don't understand football. You have to put your best guy on D Hop. You just have to.
Like
And
we will,
if you taking your best productive corner basically out of the football game,
mhm,
it's something that tends to work for us. Like we're gonna stay away from the better guys. We're gonna try them every once in a while, but we won't be attacking those guys consistently. That's just not smart. But having that, I guess you could say having that in the playbook, man, it's just important. Like
mhm,
continue to work different guys in, and then occupying the space. Knowing that you have a guy that you don't have to really worry about, the playbook becomes a little easier. You can dense things up a little bit more. Um, and I love the way that the offense played, man. They were on attack mode all night, and that this is probably one of the rare times where you see them trying to disguise, but Pat just sees it right away. The leverage is there, and then like, man,
good
Worthy
luck
is
beating him to the
special,
corner,
bro.
man. Good
Worthy
luck.
is special, man.
Good
He's
luck.
he's mastered that kind of that corner route. I wonder if Andy's gonna run something off of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's too fast, bro.
Yeah, and that this and what I love, about this kid's development. A lot of people coming into when we drafted him just telling us, oh, he's a deep threat guy, he's a gadget guy, yada yada yada. It really shows what he can do when you really put him in positions to run routes. Um, and I think for him, I think he also kind of had to learn this year too that this game is more than just about me using my speed. I can use my speed as a weapon, but I also have to know where I need to be, when I need to be, and then when I catch the ball, let's make a play.
Yeah,
You know, and that to me that's indicative of this play right here, man. And it was butter, man.
yeah,
Um,
just speed and then on time, on target. Anytime you like that, and I don't know why Buffalo was showing so many man looks. I thought they could have bluffed out and showed a little bit more zone, especially in those
mhm,
situations. Like if you've been watching
mhm,
film, we've attacked those corners in the end zones probably since we had that coming out party with Worthy against Buffalo in Week 11. So
mhm,
I thought it was a poor job by Bobby Biak, not having that guy on the outside, kind of be a little bit more aware of, especially in man-to-man situations, um, having the that whip route kind of perfected right there by Worthy. He's been running it all year. And you just see him kind of putting his own juice on stuff now, and it's just better, man. It's working out, man. And they went man to man and got burned again. So I don't understand what Buffalo's doing in certain situations, but yeah, that's what happened.
Ethan, how impressed were you with Mahomes and his use of his legs?
I mean, hey, look, he outplayed Josh Allen at his game. You know,
Bro, I said they Josh Allen the Buffalo Bills, bro. They did what Josh Allen does best
yep.
and
I
used
mean,
it to their advantage.
man, I love it too because you know that Mahomes is locked in when he starts to run. Like, hey, you know, it's playoff time or something's on the line, and
Mhm,
so, hey, just watching him run. I mean, he's not fast. He
mhm.
looks uncoordinated, kind of goofy looking when he runs, but man, every time it's always effective. He either gets a first down or he gets a touchdown, and that's
Yeah.
just where he's at. So, I I love that we actually ran a design run here with him instead of, you know, RPO or anything like that to where he's
Listen,
running the ball. So,
listen. So the whole game, and I think they ran this full house pistol formation for quite a few times during this game. They were setting this up the whole game. This is how you know Andy Reid is playing chess while everybody is playing checkers. Um, they set this up. This is literally the same play that Kareem Hunt scored on in the beginning of the game. As we get that pull action, we get Jawan coming up. Look at all these guys, man. Look where all these guys are.
Yep, that's from that
Every
touchdown earlier with Kareem.
so
yeah.
so Buffalo thinks they got it figured out now. Okay, they're gonna do what they did last time. They're gonna run this to the left side with Kareem. Oh, we're pulling it. We're pulling it, and now look what we got. We're outflanked.
And who says Travis Kelsey can't block?
Right. So look, when we get upfield, right? I ain't worried. We're not worried about him. He can't catch Pat. You know. And for all the people who think Patrick Mahomes is slow, it's clearly obvious that it's game speed that he was what he really
Yeah.
has. But we're outflanked. Now we got Noah Gray, DeMar Hamlin. He's non-factor.
Yeah,
Um,
Kelsey put Bishop just.
Kelsey just punks Cole Bishop into the end zone, and then
That's
we
a
get
hell of
we get 15 lowering the shoulders, look like Mike Allstott running over the fence
a man,
into
man.
the
Pat
end zone.
was he was on one with those
I'm gonna
legs.
need him to work on that spike though. But
Yeah, that spike is horrible.
other than that, man, this was beautiful just because it's the mental games that Andy Reid, and Matt Nagy are gonna play with you. You know, you think we're doing one thing and we're doing the opposite now. You know, so we set you up. We got you thinking, leaning this way, like a boxer or something like that. And now we come in, we hit you with the jab. You know, it's just beautiful to me how well prepared this team always is. How they're always gonna be. Um, roll to the 2 point conversion now. At the end of the game, this was a huge play too. I think this is honestly one of Pat's better throws of the night, and I'm gonna show you guys why. We get the short motion, Juju across. I really believe when this ball is snapped that he wants to go to Juju immediately, but I think he sees they play it. Cole Bishop kind of plays it kind of well, makes him hesitate just a little bit. Watch how he throws this though, dog. He threw it flat footed on a rope, and I'll let it go from the back end. But Trizzy, can you describe to me, man, like when you're watching Pat, bro, does he ever cease to amaze you of the things that he can do just from the way
Me
he can throw
being
the ball
me,
from certain platforms?
yeah. I mean, obviously, I love football myself. I played the quarterback position, so Pat just does stuff like he's double pumping right there. Like And he's fading away off his back foot. Like, that's just dirty. Like,
He throws it flat footed. He ain't like he threw it flat footed on a seam
yeah, that's
in
just terrible.
stride.
Yeah, people don't like when I first seen Patrick Mahomes start like in even that fastball. Like I think like it was right away the RPO to Tyreek. I think it was the first or second play from scrimmage with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Um, I can't even like kind of like fathom like how difficult some of the throws he makes, like and just like the places he puts the ball at. The and it's not even like necessarily the scrambling. It's about him knowing that he can buy the time to make the throw. When you keep doing that, I don't know if you ever seen like you ever play Madden and it's ever a guy like he catch the ball and he jukes somebody and somebody comes, so you run behind the line of scrimmage and run behind the line of scrimmage. Like Patrick Mahomes could do that all day. Like with this type of you sit in the pocket, you pump fake. No reset, no repat, no reset. Same arm. That's disgusting. Like usually quarterbacks need to reset. They need to get their hips into it so they just do what he did. You can run a tape.
Ethan, look at Ed Oliver and Terrell Bernard. Watch them turn around. What the
God,
fuck?
shit.
Yeah, man. Like I'm telling you, like, it has to be an utter nightmare. Playing
That boy is
against
special, man.
playing against Patrick Mahomes, dog. I don't care what anybody has to say. I know people, the stats or whatever may not be what people like to
Yeah, man.
see or whatever,
And they
but at the
tried to
end of the
go
day,
zone on that. They tried to go zone on that. If they would have been a man, they probably wouldn't have got that 2 point. But
mm, we'll roll to the. Let's go to the game ceiling play. Really think
man,
this
the
is
man,
this
they
this
used to
is
run this a ton. You know who used to run that play a ton with Jared McKinney?
yep. Yeah, this is literally the
Literally,
Jared McKinney.
Jared
They used to run it a lot in the red zone too.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
it's funny that the year he went on that crazy touchdown run.
yeah,
But
they
yeah,
ran
man,
this. They abused this play with McKinnon in the red zone when he was here. But yeah, you just get the double motion by both receivers.
they both
Um,
go.
so
See
now we
one
know,
go. Now we know it's man.
man.
And now you just identifying who's having P Ryan. And
Hmm.
then once those guys identify, they all know. And they just all run straight at him, and
And
just
it's all
distract him a
about
little bit. And
putting
then
this
P
guy in a
Ryan,
bind.
yeah, P Ryan right between the tackles, and the guard right between the tackle and guard. Your man is getting picked, or not really picked, but just in motion, got to get through traffic,
Hmm.
and then just beat him to the outside. And then P. Ron was, had the vision enough to cut it back and knew he had the little angle on him on the outside. So cut it back and stayed in bounds and iced
Hmm.
the game for us, baby. It's a hell of a play call by Andy Reid, but we've seen this, plenty of times in Chiefs Kingdom, where you just basically running the back or off the screen or the pick,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. But again, hell of a play call by Andy Reid. Understanding the situation, Patrick Mahomes understanding the moment, not holding the ball too long, running the play, executing it, getting it out, and seeing yourself back to the Super Bowl for the third straight time. See if you can make
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, you can clearly tell when this ball snap. Pat's reading one guy, and it's 43.
Yeah,
And I think once he sees, okay, he's gonna be in a bind. Also, I want to say an incredible job. Justin Watson doesn't get enough love
he
for
really
what he
don't.
does, but this is a phenomenal job of interfering without interfering. You know,
Yeah, he just takes
basically.
that couple steps back forward, and I mean, he was
Hmm.
going side, and then he seen where he was at, and he come up and filled. So
Yeah, man. Then look at all this traffic. Like, you know how hard this like all this traffic you have to work through to get out here. You're out leveraged now,
Yeah,
and there's nothing Cole Bishop can do because he's deep safety. Demar Hamlin. I'm sorry, Demar Hamlin needs to go.
yeah, he was getting cooked the whole game. It's horrible.
Uh, but yeah, pressure in Pat's face still makes this throw. Great job by P Ryan, and I think P Ryan. does something here that very veteran savvy. The little slight hesitation gives him just enough more burst to get to that outside, and it makes Terrell Bernard, when these arms get to flailing, you know you got him beat. Makes
Yeah.
Terrell Bernard have to take a really bad angle, in my opinion. Because I mean, if you don't hit him with that hesitation, he probably just cuts you off up here, and then we're looking at what fourth and two, maybe to try to go win the game. You know, but P. Ron's such a savvy veteran guy. That's the reason why you brought him here. Makes this play right in front of the CBS crew. Um, and first down and on to New Orleans, man.
And stayed in bounds too. I mean, that's another
Yeah,
thing. You give him props for it. We seen
yeah,
Pacheco. He ran out of bounds. But I mean, it is what it is. He still picked up a first on that. No harm, no foul. Hey, I guess. But P. Ryan done an excellent job there at staying in bounds and keeping the clock running. So
yep.
Yeah, Piron's been good. He iced the game against the Texans. He iced the game against uh, we just played the Bills. Iced the
Yeah,
game two times in a row. So I said he got to ice it again for the third time, man.
right. So of course, there was the whole nother side of the ball. The defense obviously stepped in, came to play. I feel like the defensive line, um, this was probably one of their better games. I feel like of the season, probably their best game of the season, cohesively as a unit. Just talk about Ethan real quick. The impact that you felt like this defensive line made on Sunday.
I mean, the biggest thing is containing Josh Allen. I mean, Josh had 11 for maybe 40 yards. Did he even
Hmm.
have 40 yards? So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. When you're able to keep contained and keep that pocket moving backwards, it
Hmm.
makes it real hard on a quarterback. And so, and especially at the quarterback of Josh Allen, capability, his tier, to be able to do that in an AFC Championship game. I mean, you got to give a shout out to all those guys. They played extremely well all season long. Um, you know,
Hmm.
the divisional round, they done phenomenal there. 8 sacks. Here, I don't know. We have what, 1 or 2 sacks?
We had one.
1 sack.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember
Yep.
how many we had. But I mean, to be able to get a guy like Josh Allen on the ground one time even is a win in my book.
Good
So,
luck, man.
man,
Good
I mean, you got
luck.
to give them a shout out. They week in and week out they balled. Spags called yet another masterclass. Um, man, I mean, this defense. People want to sit there and say that's why we're winning, and it is.
Mhm.
I mean, for the most part, it is why we've won the past 2 years, or getting ready to win the past 2 years, I should say. I'm not hiding my favoritism in the Chiefs winning this Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's destiny at this point, man. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what I mean by the impact, but also
Ah, shit.
the discipline
My bad,
of
bro.
this defensive line, uh, specifically. The last game we played against them, I really felt like our defensive line, the integrity, the rush
Wow.
lane integrity, it was kind of out of whack a little
yeah.
bit. I think we got a little bit too happy about trying to get to Josh Allen and be disruptive, and get him on the ground. And when I said that's not what this game is about. When you play against guys like him, it's not about getting him on the ground. It's about containing him and making him do things like this. When you can cover up, plaster these guys, right, and then watch George Karlaftis. I think this is incredibly selfless. Not thinking about yourself, but just hustling and keeping your contain. Force him to the sideline. Don't give him an angle to run and get ahead of you. And then once he throws it, make him feel it. You know. But
Yeah, George
these,
Kalafdis had a hell of a game, man. He been
yeah,
having a great playoffs altogether.
this is a win against Josh Allen. This is a win. This is as good as a sack. You'll take this all day. You know, when you force him to do things like this, um, you gotta be grateful for it because it's not too many times you're gonna be able to get him on the ground or get him off the field like that, especially if you're not willing to execute.
I agree.
Backside view now, you know, everybody flows with the action, but George Karlaftis knows his assignment, knows his job. Great job by Brian Cook sticking with his guy. This guy up here, I can't speak about this guy enough, bro. He's an all pro dog for a reason.
Oh,
Look at the makeup time, the recovery by Trent to close this route off, then play it to where you don't interfere. You know,
yeah, Tutu is
great
a
job by
dog.
great job by Jalen Watson and Justin Reed.
Good to have 3-5 back too,
Mm,
man.
Yeah.
yep, yeah, he's a huge impact, man. They make huge impacts for this team, man. Um, but yeah, that's what it's about, man. For in this game, just corralling Josh Allen and making him force him into some decisions that he doesn't want to necessarily be in. We're gonna roll this all the way to the game winning play. Just give me a sec. All right, man. 4th and 5, guys. Game on the line. What were your thoughts? Just give me your thoughts while we were. If you was watching at home, I don't know, Tracy. Did you go to the game?
Oh, no, I ain't go to the game. I'm a little
Oh,
superstitious. Same place,
oh,
same time.
okay. Sitting at home, it's 4th and 5. I could tell y'all for me, I was nervous, but at the same time, I was confident knowing that I believed that this defense was gonna come up with a stop somehow, some way. I knew Spags was gonna be as aggressive as he could possibly be, and the whole time I'm sitting there saying, just call your best blitz that you can call.
Bro.
Uh,
Yeah,
and man, did Spags ever big game Spags, man? Did he ever dial it up, man?
yeah. The only play you blitz on.
So there's been a lot of controversy about this play with Josh Allen. Should he have changed the protection? Did he have an opportunity to change the protection? RG3 had kind of came out and said some stuff about that. He thinks this is on his fault for not changing the protection or something to that nature. Then I watched another clip today of Cam Newton, and he spoke on it, and he said that it's Joe Brady's fault. That Joe Brady pretty much on this, he got outmatched and outcoached. Um, and I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, we've ran this exact play before in a playoff game in a
Hmm.
very similar situation just last year. Trent
Right,
McDuffie got up, got the ball, knocked it down.
right.
Yeah,
So it's on film.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can see clearly watching this.
I mean, really, the play's open, but the blitz gets there. So
Yeah, and that's what Cam Newton was kind of speaking towards. The one thing that works for this play, it's literally the design of it
yeah,
and
and
the disguise.
and Cook totally loses the crosser on that play, which is the
Yeah.
tight end. What he was
Yeah, I
doing.
ain't gonna lie to y'all. We might have to have a little talk about Brian Cook here in the off season, man.
Ain't no talks to be had. He needs to go.
Yeah,
He's ass.
yeah, he's definitely. I think I kind of understand his decision on the crosser, but it to me it doesn't make a lot of
Doesn't
sense
make
when you got
sense.
another guy here. I think what he's thinking is that Shakir ran that little orbit motion out, and I mean, obviously, if Shakir gets this ball here, he's clearly picking up the first down because I don't
Yeah.
think Mike Dana is gonna be able to track him down like that or whatever. But yeah, I would like for Brian Cook to stay a lot higher on this. I really felt like Shamari Connor did a great job of bracketing Mac Hollins on this, and then they do another good job of doubling Cooper, who I think they were really keyed in on because they know in these types of situations, 86 and 18 are going to be the guys, or 10 are going to be the guys that Josh trusts in these situations.
Right.
But again, man, this is just Spags being one step ahead. Knowing that we got to be aggressive at this point. The game's on the line. We either gonna win or lose it, going down swinging, and he went down swinging, man. Getting Josh to kind of roll to his right, which he doesn't like to do a lot of, um, and it works, man. And a great job by George Karlaftis with the pursuit again. Then not just doing enough to affect Josh Allen, but not doing enough to get a penalty. Uh,
Exactly.
love
Smart
the
football
job
player.
that both Justin Reed and Trent McDuffie do here. It to me it's called kind of like return and replace. Um, Once you see one guy kind of go there, now you fill a gap, you know, fill the fill to contain. You can see McDuffie work back outside because he knows if Josh does something crazy and gets away from Karloftis, I got to be out here to cut this off because we all know Josh, once he gets in open field, he could clearly try to pick this up. But,
Yeah, man.
got to have
It's
some luck go your way, too.
gotta have it, man. The play call worked. They had what they wanted, but we had what we wanted as well. And I thought
Mhm.
Cam Newton, I thought Cam Newton kind of hit it on the nose. I understand, it's easy for RG3 to sit there in his warm chair and say somebody was wrong or needed to change a protection. But it's one thing for Cam Newton, a guy who played at a high level, understanding, it is a player's choice and, things happen, but, you run to a play call that tells you to run in that situation.
Mhm.
And the Chiefs were better prepared for the moment than the Bills were at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And that's pretty much what it boils down to.
And I don't want to say, like, for me, like, Joe Brady, this is the right play call. Like,
Yeah.
you literally give Josh Allen a chance, with this, but it's just it's just the fact that I don't think they were expecting this guy, who's your
Yeah.
best
That
cover
was
corner,
to come
to
blitz, yeah.
to come blitz.
That's
And
what I'm
I
saying.
think, go ahead,
Is
Ethan.
it's identical to the same freaking play that Spags called last year. I think it was against Miami, wasn't it? When
Possibly,
Duffy knocked
yeah,
it down the line. Yeah,
yeah.
the fourth down scenario there too, man.
Mhm.
So I mean, man, that's one of the things that goes unnoticed on the stat sheet by McDuffie. A lot of times, is just his ability to be able to blitz, and
Mhm.
he disguises it so well. And no team really expects you to take your best corner out of the out of the secondary. So
Mhm.
it's a beautiful play. I mean, there ain't nothing really more that could be said about it. At the end of the day,
Spags.
man, yeah. Hey, I'm super freaking grateful for Spags. Every week we see stuff like this.
Yeah, great job. I think we kind of spoke to it last night. Justin Reed. Look, I know people sometimes hate Justin Reed, and I get why at points in times there are points in times where I do feel like he's a little bit liability in coverage. It's not one of his strengths, but at the same time, he's such a cerebral player. You can clearly tell his mind is constantly working out there, and there are points in times where you need guys to just do the right thing, do your job, don't be a hero, do your job, feel this, you know, this pursuit, getting on this shoulder right here, keeping Josh Allen contained. This is what we want. We don't want Josh Allen to get here, you know, and get an escape lane. We don't want him to be able to turn and be able to hit this guy out here in the flat. Now we get him turned, and now we get him on the run. Now you're making him, in a sense, you're making him panic, because now he's got to think, okay, now I got two guys on me, you know, and now a third guy on me, and I got to do something, you know. And you get him throw off the back foot, which he's a freaking alien. Somehow
He
he's
almost
still,
completed that shit.
yeah, somehow he's still And this is the great thing you gotta love about football. Guys like this, man, these guys are incredible at what they can do with the football in their hand. And Josh Allen, he's got all the respect from me.
Yeah,
Um,
he's an alien, man.
bro, he still almost completes this. But fortunately enough, when you're playing championship teams, you gotta have some things, a little bit of luck to go your way. And Chiefs have luck going their way, going to the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah,
You
man,
know?
big game from that side of the ball, man. From both sides, from every side of the ball, from
Hmm.
special teams to the offense to the defense. I think we all have to complement each other in order for us to put together wins in the playoffs. And I
Hmm.
think that's probably why you see the Chiefs make history because we have all three phases of the game and they're able to be situationally good. They're able to be good in certain moments. I thought, we were kind of stagnant in the second and third quarters, but we were actually decent, in the playoffs as well. I
Hmm.
thought Houston was just a tough defense, and we were still kind of working Hollywood in with his role and his injury. So you
Yeah.
see the guys that kind of full health now, and I think it's paying off, man. We just got one more to right this shit, before we talk about next year and everything. But man, I'm excited for the opportunity
Yeah.
right in front of these guys, for not only the guys that's playing, but the Chiefs Kingdom and you know front office fans, players, wives, coaches, you name it, ex players, just to go have three consecutive championships, you know,
Yeah.
is
Uh,
just special.
let's hop into it real quick before we get out of here. Obviously, Chiefs are punched their ticket to New Orleans. They will be probably. I'm assuming they'll probably be headed down there this Saturday or something like that. Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. This weekend.
Yeah, because
Um,
media day starts Sunday, I
Mon-
believe.
I think it's Monday night. Monday night
Monday
is
night.
open,
Yeah,
so it's
Monday
probably
night is open
Sunday.
night. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Chiefs obviously chasing history, going to their third straight Super Bowl. Um, Early thoughts, guys. What's your early thoughts on the matchup with the Eagles, real quick before we get out of here?
Uh, I don't have anything X's and O's. We'll probably get into that next Wednesday,
Yeah, we
but
will.
I will say something short and simple, and I kind of been saying this. Andy Reid and the Chiefs are again 60 minutes away from football immortality. So if I had to pick a guy to script the offense and a guy to script the defense and tell them to go out there and win a damn football game, I have two of the best guys to do that.
Mhm.
And one of the best orchestrators who's ever dressed up in the postseason.
Mhm.
I'll leave you with that.
Ethan, early thoughts, man.
Man, I mean, it's just one of those games we're gonna have to come out and start fast. Not not take your foot off the pedal. You gotta try to minimize slash eliminate what Saquon can do in the backfield. Make Jalen throw the ball. He's great at throwing the ball, but that's what you're gonna have to live with. You're gonna have to make him throw the ball more. Um, kind of take away, those early runs. Defense has to come out and get a couple stops early, and so I mean that's really it, man. For me, that's the recipe. You go into that game and you want to. I mean, you want to try to eliminate as much as you can with Saquon. He's the one guy that scares me. And we typically do well against those top tier running backs, but I say well, we do decent against top tier running backs. But I mean, if you can kind of get out to a little bit of early lead, then that changes their game plan. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Early thoughts for me is the main thing of is going to be about eliminating the explosive plays for the Eagles. And that's Saquon, that's AJ, that's Devontae. Um, but mainly say eliminating the explosive runs from Saquon. Obviously that guy's the best running back in the league, in my opinion. I know a lot of people last year wanted to argue with me about CMC being better. Um, but I think it clearly showed this year when Saquon is with the right in the right system, with the right team, what he can really do.
he has
And I,
offensive line.
Yeah, I think he proved it this year, especially with a way better offensive line. When you put him behind that line, 2,000 yards is nothing to scoff at. So yeah, you really gotta eliminate the 60 yard, the 70 yard, the 30 yard runs from him. Um, and I think that the Chiefs have enough discipline, I think, to kind of try to take that away. Obviously, he's going to get his, but if we can keep him contained into, 8, 4, 5 yards here and there, we'll live with that. And then, obviously, I know a lot of Eagles fans were upset saying that, we're making Jalen Hurts throw. But it's to me, this whole game, when you're in these matchups, it's about picking your poison.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
poison are you going to pick, and which one do you think you can live with? Um,
yeah.
and I think,
I
like
think
Tricky said, I think making Jalen throw is pick your poison. You know,
yeah, and I don't and no disrespect, Jalen Hurts a great quarterback, but if we make I would say making the Eagles offense as uncomfortable or unfamiliar as possible.
Mhm.
Um, sure, Jalen can go up and throw it up. I mean, he had a great Super Bowl against us last time we played against the Eagles. Those things won't really hurt. What will hurt is Saquon's 60-yard touchdown,
Mhm.
75, that stuff hurts. That stuff is just one play to the house, no drive, no time spent, no thoughts into the drive, no really adjustment. That sucks.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts having to make plays with his legs, having to make every throw, which he hasn't been able to do, I feel better about making them uncomfortable. So I wouldn't even say uncomfortable, making them unfamiliar. As long as we can do that, at certain points of the game, I think we can win the game. I do respect their defense, but I just don't think that. I think we've seen better defenses. I thought Houston was a better defense than the Eagles. I still think that, and I think that having that, um, I guess you could say, it's kind of like a divisional matchup with the Bills. Like we play them twice a year, every year.
Yeah.
If it's not in the playoffs, except for that one year where they lost to the Bengals, they're very familiar with what we do. We're very familiar with them. Um, the Eagles aren't familiar with us. They played us last year.
Yeah.
We
Here and
lost.
there, they've
Yeah,
played
here
us
and
here.
there we dib and dab. Obviously the rivalry between Jason and Kelsey was fun when they were here. We played the Super Bowl against them, but two totally different teams from now. And I just feel comfortable about this 53-man roster going out there and changing the world. Changing the scenery around a little bit, popping
Etching
some
their
eyes.
name in immortality.
Yeah, man. For 60, I'm gonna say that Chiefs fans is nervous. I understand, nervous. Last game of the season is for the big thing. It's for everything. But you really 60 minutes from football immortality, dog. Three-peat. Never been done.
All
Yeah.
I can
But
say.
Pat got on the stage and he told you what we was gonna do, where would we be at, how it was gonna happen. Make no mistake about it. If 15 say it, how can I go against it?
Hopefully the Eagles bring some cleats this time.
Well, they won't have to worry about grass this time because we'll be on turf. So no complaining about slipping and falling
Uh,
around here.
don't have
But
to
yeah,
listen to
man.
years.
Right? So we should move some grass in there just so we can shake some things up. Nah, man. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us, man. As always, you guys can always find us wherever you can find podcasts: Spotify, Title, Apple, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Maybe
Um,
we should get a New Orleans theme next week, guys.
do that.
Cause we're going to the Super
Uh, Follow us,
Bowl.
man, on Arrowhead AM PM. We'll be having spaces on Twitter this week and next week, leading up to the Super Bowl. Excited, man, to be here for this team to make history and an opportunity to go somewhere where a team has never been before. So yeah, excited to see it, man. We're about T minus 9 days away from the big game. So yeah, we'll be here, man, to break down that game next week. Um, I'll probably try to I think we should try to get a special guest. We should try to get a special. We'll look around. Look around. See what we can do. But yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up for us guys, man. My man Ethan, my man Tracy, as always, I'm your boy DG. Yeah, man, we'll see y'all next Wednesday, 7:30
Jeez, baby.
sharp.
Next Wednesday, be here.
Yes,
And
sir.
bring your Super Bowl spirit with you, all right? Let's go.
See y'all. Love y'all, Chiefs Kingdom.
I put it all on my shoulders. Give 100 till it's over. I told you.